As we stand on the edge of a new year, there's a certain energy in the air. It's like standing on a bridge, looking back at everything you've experienced and accomplished while catching a glimpse of what lies ahead. It's a natural time to reflect, to reset, and to set the stage for a better year to come. But here's the key. Reflection alone isn't enough. Hope isn't a strategy, and wishful thinking won't change the trajectory of your life. You've got to take deliberate action. Now, most people enter a new year with a list of resolutions that often don't survive January. Why is that? Because they focus on the surface rather than the roots. They set goals without building the foundation needed to support them. You can't just paint over old walls and expect the room to look brand new. You got to strip away the old paint, patch up the cracks, and then apply something fresh. In other words, if you want next year to be different, you've got to prepare differently. What you do in the weeks leading up to a new year can have a profound impact on how that year unfolds. It's not about waiting for January 1st to start making changes. It's about creating momentum now. Momentum that carries you forward, not just into the next year, but well beyond it. That's why I believe there are 5 essential things you must do before the new year begins. These aren't just actions, they're principles. They're the groundwork for success, fulfillment, and progress. And they're as practical as they are powerful. You see, the magic isn't in the calendar turning over. The magic is in you. But magic doesn't happen by accident. It happens through intention. It happens when you stop coasting and start choosing deliberately how you want your life to unfold. Before the clock strikes midnight on December 31st, there are steps you can take to ensure that you're not just reacting to life, but creating it. And here's the beauty of it. You don't have to get it perfect. Progress is more important than perfection. The goal is to position yourself so that when the new year begins, you're already ahead of the curve. You're already in motion with a clear sense of direction and a solid foundation beneath you. So as we go through these 5 essential actions, I want you to think about them deeply. Not just as concepts, but as commitments. Commitments to yourself, to your growth, and to your future. Because what you do now will determine where you are this time next year. And if you want next year to be extraordinary, it starts with the choices you make today. The first thing you must do before the year ends is to conduct an honest and thorough review of your life. Not a casual glance, not a quick reflection, but a deep, deliberate examination of where you stand. Because here's the truth. You can't move forward effectively if you don't know where you are. Think of it like a map. If you're lost, the first thing you need to do is figure out your current location. Only then can you chart a course to where you want to go. This review isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. It's about taking a step back and asking yourself some tough questions. What worked well for you this year? What didn't? Where did you grow and where did you fall short? How did you spend your time? What habits served you and which ones sabotaged you? The goal here is to identify patterns, both positive and negative, so you can amplify what's working and address what isn't. Start with your finances. Look at your spending, your saving, and your earning. Are you in a better financial position than you were at the start of the year? Did you stick to a budget or did you find yourself overspending? Did you make progress toward financial independence or are you still treading water? This is where a lot of people shy away because numbers can feel intimidating. But avoiding the truth won't change it. Facing it head on is the only way to improve. Next, examine your relationships. Think about the people in your life. Are your relationships stronger, deeper, and more meaningful than they were a year ago? Or have you let them drift? Relationships are the foundation of a fulfilling life, but they require effort. Have you been giving them the time and attention they deserve? Or have you been taking them for granted? And here's a tough one. Are there relationships you need to let go of because they're no longer healthy or aligned with your growth? That's the thing. You can't let these relationships use up all your time and energy. Time is your most precious resource, and how you've spent it this year is worth examining. Look at the activities that filled your days. Were they aligned with your goals, or were they distractions? Did you invest your time in things that moved you closer to your vision? Or did you find yourself caught up in busyness without real progress? Remember, the way you spend your time shapes your results. And don't forget your environment. Your surroundings play a significant role in your success. Think about the spaces where you spend your time, your home, your office, even the people you interact with. Are these environments supportive of your goals, or are they holding you back? A cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. On the other hand, a space that's clean, organized, and inspiring can give you the energy and focus you need to thrive. Finally, evaluate your sense of purpose. Do you feel like you're on a path that aligns with your values and your vision for your life? Or have you been going through the motions, doing what's expected without a clear sense of direction? Purpose isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you cultivate. Reflect on whether the way you've spent your time and energy this year reflects what truly matters to you. As you go through this process, write everything down. There's something powerful about seeing your thoughts on paper. It forces clarity and creates a record you can refer back to. Don't rush it. Take the time to dig deep and uncover the truths that will guide your next steps. The goal of this review isn't to dwell on the past, but to learn from it. Extract the lessons from your experiences, both the wins and the losses. Every mistake you made, every setback you faced carries a lesson if you're willing to look for it. And every success, no matter how small, holds clues about what you're capable of when you're at your best. Once you've completed your review, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they might seem. Recognize the effort you've put in, even if the results weren't exactly what you hoped for. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about getting honest so you can move forward with clarity and purpose. This review is the foundation for everything else. Without it, you're guessing. With it, you're building on solid ground. So take the time to do it right, because the clearer you are about where you stand, the more effective you'll be at creating the future you want. The third thing you must do before the year ends is to create a detailed plan for eliminating distractions and obstacles. Success isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you stop doing. It's about clearing the path so you can focus on what truly matters. Think of it like pruning a tree. You remove the unnecessary branches so that the tree can grow stronger, healthier, and more productive. The same principle applies to your life. If you want next year to be your best yet, you need to identify and eliminate the things that are holding you back. Start by identifying your distractions. What people or habits are consuming your time and energy without adding value to your life? Be brutally honest here. Whatever it is, write it down. The first step to overcoming distractions is acknowledging them. Once you've identified your distractions, the next step is to set boundaries. Boundaries are a way of protecting your time, energy, and focus. They're not about shutting people out or being rigid. They're about being intentional with your resources. If you find yourself saying yes to things out of guilt or obligation, practice saying no with confidence. Saying no to what doesn't serve you is really saying yes to your goals, your priorities, and your future. There's another form of distraction, and that's clutter. Not just physical clutter, but mental and emotional clutter as well. Look around your environment. Is it organized or is it chaotic? A cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind, making it harder to focus and stay productive. Simplify your surroundings so they support your goals instead of competing with them. Mental clutter can be just as disruptive as physical clutter. Negative self-talk, unproductive worries, and unresolved conflicts take up valuable mental real estate. Reflect on the thoughts and beliefs that might be holding you back. Are there fears you need to confront? Are there limiting beliefs you need to challenge? Replacing negativity with constructive thinking is like clearing the fog from your mind. It allows you to see your path more clearly. But there will always be obstacles. While distractions are often self-imposed, obstacles are the external challenges that get in your way. Whatever your obstacles are, don't view them as permanent roadblocks. Instead, treat them as problems to be solved. For every obstacle, there's a potential solution, but you have to be willing to look for it. Start by breaking your obstacles down into smaller, manageable pieces. If you feel like you don't have enough time, analyze how you're currently spending it. If your obstacle is financial, identify specific ways to cut costs, increase income, or prioritize spending in alignment with your goals. One of the most effective ways to eliminate distractions and obstacles is to create systems. Systems are routines, processes, or tools that help you stay on track. Systems remove the need for constant decision-making, allowing you to operate more efficiently. Accountability is another powerful tool. Share your plan to eliminate distractions and overcome obstacles with someone you trust. Ask them to hold you accountable and be open to their feedback. Sometimes an outside perspective can help you see blind spots you might have missed. And knowing that someone else is watching your progress can motivate you to stay disciplined. Finally, remember that eliminating distractions and obstacles isn't a one-time task. It's an ongoing process. Life has a way of throwing new challenges and temptations at you, so it's important to regularly reassess and adjust your approach. Think of it as maintenance. Just like you clean your house or service your car, you need to periodically clean up your priorities, habits, and environment. Clearing the way for success is one of the most liberating things you can do. When you remove the distractions and obstacles that have been holding you back, you create space for focus, creativity, and achievement. You reclaim your time and energy, and you direct them toward what truly matters. So take the time now to prune the branches, clear the clutter, and prepare the path. Because the clearer your path, the faster and farther you can go. The fourth thing you must do before the year ends is to solidify your habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They dictate your behavior, shape your outcomes, and ultimately determine your future. If you want next year to be different, you can't rely on willpower alone. You need habits, good habits, that align with your goals and move you in the direction you want to go. Take a moment to reflect on your current habits. What are the routines, rituals, and behaviors that make up your days? Are they serving you, or are they holding you back? Because here's the reality. Every habit you have is either a step toward your goals or a step away from them. There's no neutral ground. If you're not intentionally building good habits, you're unintentionally reinforcing bad ones. The first step in building better habits is awareness. Identify the habits that have been helping you and those that have been hurting you. Do you procrastinate? Do you have a habit of saying, "I'll start tomorrow"? That's a habit that needs to go. On the other hand, do you have a habit of following through on commitments, even when it's difficult? That's one to keep and strengthen. Once you've identified your habits, the next step is to focus on one or two high-impact changes. Trying to overhaul your entire life all at once is a recipe for failure. It's overwhelming, and it often leads to burnout. Instead, pick a small number of habits that will make the biggest difference in your life. Think of them as keystone habits, the ones that create a ripple effect of positive change. If you want to improve your productivity, start each day by writing down your top 3 priorities. That one little habit can influence how you organize your time, how you approach tasks, and how much you accomplish. Or if it's your relationships, start setting aside time each week to connect with someone you care about. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about choosing the right things to focus on. When you're building a new habit, start small. The mistake most people make is trying to do too much too soon. They decide they're going to exercise every day, read a book a week, or completely overhaul their diet. And then, when it gets hard or when they slip up, they give up altogether. But here's the truth. Consistency matters more than intensity. It's better to do a small, manageable action consistently than to go big for a few days and then quit. Think of habits like planting seeds. At first, the changes might seem small, even insignificant. But over time, they grow into something powerful. It's the principle of compounding. And it applies just as much to your actions as it does to your finances. The small positive habits you build today will multiply over time, leading to massive results in the future. One of the best ways to solidify a habit is to tie it to something you already do. If you want to start journaling, do it right after you brush your teeth each morning. If you want to build the habit of reading, do it before bed each night. By linking a new habit to an existing one, you create a trigger that reminds you to take action. And track your progress. There's something incredibly motivating about seeing your streak of consistency grow. Find a way to measure your efforts. Tracking not only keeps you accountable, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you see the evidence of your hard work. And don't forget to reward yourself along the way. Positive reinforcement is a powerful motivator. When you hit a milestone, celebrate your progress. The reward doesn't have to be extravagant. It just needs to remind you that your efforts are paying off. Now, here's an important point. Expect setbacks. Building new habits isn't a straight path. There will be days when you slip up, when life gets in the way, or when your motivation wanes. That's normal. The key is to not let a setback become a stopping point. One missed day doesn't undo all your progress. What matters is getting back on track as quickly as possible. Finally, surround yourself with support. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your habits. And if you're trying to stay motivated, spend time with people who inspire and encourage you. Habits are the building blocks of success. They're the actions you take consistently, day in and day out, that create the life you want to live. By focusing on the right habits and by committing to them before the year even begins, you set yourself up for long-term success. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you do occasionally that matters. It's what you do consistently. The fifth thing you must do before the year begins is to craft a vision for your future that is both inspiring and actionable. A clear, compelling vision is like a compass. It gives you direction and keeps you focused, even when the road gets rough. Without a vision, you're at the mercy of circumstances, reacting to whatever comes your way. But with a vision, you have something to aim for, something that pulls you forward with purpose and determination. Start by asking yourself this question: where do you want to be a year from now? And don't just think about the surface level details. Go deeper. What kind of person do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to live? Picture it in vivid detail. What does your ideal day look like? Who are you with? What are you doing? How do you feel? The clearer your vision, the more real it becomes, and the more motivated you'll be to make it happen. Once you have a general idea of your vision, break it down into specific areas of your life. Think about your career, your finances, your relationships, your personal growth, and any other areas that matter to you. What do you want to achieve in each of these areas? Be ambitious, but also realistic. Your vision should stretch you, but it shouldn't feel impossible. It should excite you, not overwhelm you. As you craft your vision, focus on the why. Why do these goals and dreams matter to you? What's the deeper meaning behind them? A vision that's rooted in purpose is far more powerful than one that's based solely on external rewards. Wanting to earn more money is fine, but it's the reason behind that goal that gives it real power. The stronger your why, the stronger your commitment. Next, think about the long term. While this exercise is about preparing for the coming year, it's also important to see how that year fits into the bigger picture. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 10? Your vision for the next year should align with your broader aspirations. It's about creating a cohesive plan for your life, where each step builds on the last. Now that you have a clear picture of your vision, write it down. And I don't mean just jotting a few notes in the margins of a notebook. Take the time to articulate it fully, as if you're writing a story about your future. Be descriptive. Be specific. Use language that inspires you. Writing your vision solidifies it in your mind and makes it feel more tangible. But here's the key. Your vision isn't just something to dream about. It's something to act on. This is where many people falter. They create a beautiful vision, but fail to translate it into action. To avoid this, Identify the steps you need to take to bring your vision to life. What actions can you start taking today, this week, or this month to move closer to your ideal future? Break it down into manageable pieces and prioritize the most important steps. Another important aspect of vision building is visualization. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself living out your vision. See it in your mind's eye as vividly as possible. Feel the emotions associated with it: pride, joy, excitement, fulfillment. Visualization isn't just a feel-good exercise. It programs your subconscious mind to believe in the possibility of your vision, which in turn influences your thoughts and actions. As you work toward your vision, remember that it's not set in stone. Life is unpredictable, and your priorities may evolve. Be willing to adapt your vision as needed, but always stay true to your core values and aspirations. Think of your vision as a living document, something that grows and changes with you. Finally, share your vision with someone you trust. Speaking your dreams out loud gives them power, and having someone else know about your vision creates a sense of accountability. Choose someone who will support you, encourage you, and hold you to your highest potential. Their belief in your vision can bolster your own, especially on days when self-doubt creeps in. Crafting a vision for your future is one of the most empowering things you can do. It's not just about setting goals or making plans. It's about defining what success means to you and taking ownership of your life. When you have a clear vision, you're no longer just reacting to the world around you. You're creating the life you want to live, one step at a time.